Welcome to Full-Time Jobbers. We just had Survivor Series. Welcome to the fallout of Survivor Series. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, as always.
All right, I'm Josh. We literally just finished Survivor Series. When this comes out, it'll have happened yesterday, but let's just pretend. So, overall thoughts, what did you think of your first Survivor Series?
I liked it. I thought it was good. As far as all the matches go, I think that they were all really good. I wasn't really disappointed with any of the matches, to be honest.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm the Mark. I've watched countless Survivor Series. Last night I watched 2006's Survivor Series. You're new to the sport. We've been over this in the previous episode. Go check it out. We predicted all of Survivor Series. We were right on a lot of our predictions. We didn't account for one major prediction, but we'll get to that later. Let's start off with, we had the semifinals of the WWE title tournament. We're not going to spend too long on these because everyone wants to get to the finals. I want to get to the finals. Del Rio versus Roman, what do you think of the match?
I think it was good, and again, it was what I was expecting. So, there wasn't really any shock or anything.
The shock for me is I admitted on the preview show for Survivor Series that I wasn't the biggest Del Rio fan right now. I kind of have been disappointed with him in the ring, disappointed with his run as the U.S. champion, still disappointed in the U.S. champion run. But this match actually was my favorite match of the night. I thought it was, very technically sound. It didn't have the big match feel that I felt like, the finals did. Maybe the Wyatt's match did. But for me, I was the most entertained, I think, from wrestling-wise with this match. So that was kind of a shock to me. I think Del Rio... Okay, so we had both the Intercontinental Champion and the U.S. Champion in non-title matches tonight. Do you think that devalues their titles at all?
That's a good question. Well, it's funny because Kevin lost while holding this title, so
and Del Rio did too.
Yeah, so in that sense, it kind of could because they're holding these titles, and then they go out there and then they put on these matches and performances, and then they just lose.
Yeah.
So that's
it. Kind of is a bummer. Kevin was great tonight. His match with Ambrose was pretty good. I felt like the semifinal matches, I think, were probably better than the final match. I liked the final match a lot, but it felt rushed. We'll get to it later. But the semifinal matches, I thought, were the most exciting matches of the night. We had the most talent in the two matches, I think. It was, those were a good time. That was my favorite part of the tournament so far. So Owens and Ambrose, do you have any thoughts about that match? Did you like it more than the Del Rio Roman match?
I'm a little biased because I love Dean so much and I love Kevin so much. Yeah, so that was definitely probably my favorite out of the two.
It's hard for me. I kind of decided on the Del Rio match just because I was so surprised to see such a good match out of the two. But the Kevin and the Ambrose match was really, really good. Back and forth action.
I just like a good like brawling style.
It was a good brawl.
And
that's for sure.
It's good. I love that a lot. So.
Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised with the semifinal matches. And then, the 5-on-5 elimination match, I have a lot of thoughts about it, of course. I talked about it a lot last episode, but what did you think about seeing your first big stage Survivor Series traditional elimination match?
It was cool. It was really interesting because, honestly, I didn't expect I didn't expect the whole lineup that they chose. I wasn't expecting to see Ryback with Kalisto and.
We kind of predicted, but we weren't really sure. We didn't really spend a lot of time on it. I had a feeling that Kalisto being there. Sin Cara did really well in this match.
Yeah.
He was eliminated. We had the three sole survivors was Ryback, Kalisto, and Jey Uso. I think it was Jey Uso, and Kalisto. I felt like wasn't in the match a lot, and I felt like that was the case with a lot of them.
Ryback wasn't in there a whole lot.
No, some of these matches I felt had a very rushed tone to them. I don't know if it came off that way to you.
No, I can totally see that.
Except for maybe the Wyatt family match. I felt like all of the matches were kind of rushed.
Yeah, even
the Bree. Okay, we'll talk about the Breeze ending. Anyways, so the 5-on-5 match, I gave a lot of thoughts about it. I was really disappointed with the lack of build up. I mean, the fact that the tag champions are in there and aren't defending their titles. I made a point about the Intercontinental Championships and the U.S. titles not being defended, but I don't have a problem with the U.S. or with the tag titles not being defended as much. But because it's a tag match, they should probably be in there. And they didn't really have any chance to shine because they just kind of left the match. They left Sheamus high and dry. It was a strange match to me. It was a fun match. We got to see Ryback fly off the top rope in the outside. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the match didn't matter at all. So I mean, it was kind of a letdown in that regard. The action was fine. It's just that the build-up was crap and that there was no meaning behind the match. You look at like my favorite matches of the night were the tournament matches because you had like there was a reason for the match, and like, there's this, this incentive to win. When you have this match that was just added last minute, there's no reason to win. Not going to build for anything. So I'm kind of bummed about it. Like, what do you think about it?
Well, I actually have after I talk a little bit, I have a question for you involving this. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. I kind of, like you said, I could see a little bit of a rush in how they kind of didn't like really involve some people in there as much as they could have. My thoughts are that again, yeah, it was a good match, but what do you think about the whole starting the show off with the two matches they did?
So like your question is like, what do I think about how they started with the tournament match?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I actually like that because that was the big question coming in to Survivor Series was this tournament, right? So starting the match with the semifinal matches, I thought was a good choice because it gives you like you look forward to the finals the whole time, like that's always in the back of your mind, right? And they really put an emphasis on this title, which is I think what the WWE title needs. It needs to feel like the main event. So dedicating the first part of your show and then of course the main event of your show to this championship, I felt was a very very good thing. It would have I felt like it would have devalued it a little bit if at the very end they just had 3 back-to-back tournament matches, right? So do you think something different? What do you think?
No, I agree. It's like, to me it was kind of like a book, I mean, you have to have something that catches your attention,
right? Something
that keeps you going, and then I mean, like I said, the matches throughout the night they were pretty good. There wasn't really any matches that I didn't like.
I mean, it's like we had the very strong start with the tournament matches. We had the strong ending. The last 2 matches were good. I felt like in the middle was a bunch of, it's just kind of
filler.
It just kind of felt like filler. After the 5-on-5, we had the Paige Charlotte match, which actually was really good.
Yeah.
They gave them a good amount of time to work with. I still felt like it wasn't as good as it could be. I feel like that it's funny because Charlotte has really good chemistry with certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Watching NXT, she has really good chemistry with Sasha Banks, but who doesn't? She has great chemistry with Bayley. I feel like her chemistry with Paige isn't as good as those two, so maybe I'm kind of just.
It felt a little dry tonight.
Like their match, it felt kind of just. Maybe not dry. It just kind of felt like they could have done more. They had that spot with Paige like standing on the barrier, and then it was kind of awkward. Charlotte speared her off the barrier, and I felt like they could have done that better. But I mean, when it comes down to it, it was a good match. I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. It's a good match. Like we'll see where this feud goes. I'm sure it's not over. We'll see where Becky Lynch fits in.
I wish she would come back. So I'm waiting on that.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to see a rematch at TLC next month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure we'll see more of it tonight on Raw. So, I mean, that's all I really have to say about Paige and Charlotte. Do you have any final thoughts about that? About the Divas Revolution, anything?
No, again, like I said, waiting. I'm excited for Becky to come back. That'll be a really nice thing to have back.
Yeah, I mean, like once again, we heard chants we want Sasha Banks, throughout the whole match. So I mean, I feel like it's only a matter of time if they have to address that. They have to do something with her. So like we'll see it coming up. But I mean,
I have another question.
Sure.
So we found out that Cesaro.
Right. Yeah. Like right before Survivor Series start, we saw the headline: Cesaro's out with a shoulder injury. It seemed like it wasn't like he got hurt on Raw. It seemed like it was like a nagging injury that he needs to get operated on now. The reports are saying like 4 to 6 months.
Yep. Said it was a rotator cuff issue.
So it's this has been the year of crappy injuries for WWE. We just had Seth get out. Cesaro has so much momentum right now, and now, God, he might even miss WrestleMania.
Yeah, which is heartbreaking.
Jeez, it's just such a crappy situation. Like, now we have, how many people out? Randy Orton's gone. Who knows where Cena's at? We have Seth gone. We have Tyson Kidd's out. We have so many injuries, and it's just, and disappearances. It's just,
Yep.
It's kind of like, it could be an opportunity for a lot of people to step up.
Absolutely.
It's just that, maybe Ziggler steps up, and takes maybe the role that Cesaro's, it's just that we don't have, with Cesaro, he's kind of was like the big underdog coming in, he was like, everyone loves them, everyone wants to see him win. Now we don't have that anymore, and it's kind of like I feel like it definitely left a void for me at Survivor Series, because I was so excited to see Cesaro go in there, swing people around,
absolutely,
and get the big win, and they didn't even mention him. It's just it's a pain. That's a drag for me. I don't know if you have anything to say about Cesaro. I wish him well. I wish for a quicker recovery in 6 months. Hopefully he comes back before WrestleMania. It's just a drag. We're not going to see him in the Rumble. It's just a pain. It's just a drag, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Cesaro, and he's for sure one of the best wrestlers they have there, technically, and he's amazing. And so to not have that there is, it's really a bummer. But like you said, maybe it's an opportunity to try and push some other people, try and get some other people.
Yeah,
going.
We have the Stardust and the Ascension. Who knows what they're doing now? It seemed like they were going to do a feud to Cesaro, never really came to fruition.
Yeah.
That's just off and on. We have Wade Barrett maybe that can step up. They have so much talent that they could do stuff with. We'll just see if they use them right. They never do. So, off of that, let's go, the probably the most meaningless match besides the 5-on-5. We had Breeze and Ziggler. It was all right. It was good to see Breeze get the big win at his first pay-per-view.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked the match. There wasn't really anything wrong with it as far as
I don't think so.
The whole thing goes. But like you said, wasn't a lot of meaning behind it. There wasn't a lot going on as far as other than giving Breeze that huge that win, which is awesome.
At least they had some build up. They kind of were a victim to this tournament. I have a huge problem with the match. I blinked and I missed the ending. I don't know what happened.
It happened. I
turned around for a second, turned back around, and Breeze won. And I'm like, what? Whoa, they didn't show a replay. They didn't show anything. So I didn't play it back. I was too lazy to do that. So I don't know. I was just so underwhelmed by the match and the ending, and I don't know. They couldn't figure out the feed from his phone to the Titantron, so there was no picture. He was just walking out with the camera. It was really I don't know, man. There was a lot going wrong.
Last minute.
Jeez, yeah. What was up with Ziggler's attire, man? He looked like someone right out of Mad Max. The guy looked like from the Warriors. I don't know what's going on with him. He comes out looking more post-apocalyptic every week. It's driving me crazy. I hate it.
I for one liked it.
Oh, I can't stand it.
I liked it.
I don't know what's going on with him, man. His attire has changed so drastically, and it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't fit with his character. I don't know. It bothers me.
Look, man, as long as he's not in a feud with Rusev, I'm okay.
I know. Yeah, we talked about that last time. Good God, yeah. This isn't much better. There's nothing going on. it's nice that Tyler's getting the big push.
Yeah,
he's looking
sure.
strong. JBL said that he's a future champion. Whatever, that maybe means something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
hopefully they don't squash him like they squashed the Ascension.
Oh, and NXT talent I feel like has a bad history. Bo Dallas, it's hard to make a transition to the roster sometimes, and I don't know. Maybe getting a big win on your first pay-per-view kind of helps with that, but we'll see how it goes in the future. I think having Summer Rae by his side adds some kind of depth to his character, makes people want to see him more.
And I think that putting him up against Dolph Ziggler for his first match was a really smart choice.
I would think so too, but that doesn't really mean a lot, because whenever, I know you don't remember this, but when Fandango debuted, right? He had this huge debut. He fought Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. That was his first match, right? Fandango's a nobody now, right? And he won. He beat Jericho at WrestleMania, and became a nobody very soon after. Never won any titles. It's just, who knows? Your first match, I feel like, might not mean a lot, but maybe it'll lead to something. Maybe it won't.
Hopefully, because I really like him.
Yeah, I do too. I'm gonna go a little off topic here. like we talked about the injuries, and I'm going to go back to that for a second. Do you think that because of all the injuries, we're going to see some call-ups from NXT, maybe at the Rumble, maybe before, maybe after, like before WrestleMania?
Maybe. Honestly, if I had to choose someone from NXT that I'd love to see in the Rumble, obviously Finn.
Yeah.
I think there might be a chance that we could see Finn. That could be a possibility.
It's just he has this feud with Samoa Joe right now, and I mean, we're not talking about NXT tonight, so I mean, I'm not going to get too into that. But you know, they have NXT UK coming up. He's obviously going to be the champion there.
That's true.
And I mean, they're going to want him on a main role for there. Like, I don't see him losing to Samoa Joe for the title. We're not going to talk about NXT, but it's just I've had these doubts about Finn getting called up, but I feel like maybe someone will get the call, just because they're probably panicking about losing all their talent right now. So I mean, I'm sure we'll see a lot of surprise appearances at the Rumble because of that and stuff. But we'll talk about the Rumble when it gets closer to it.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Let's talk about Wyatt's versus the Brothers of Destruction. You know, it wasn't Strowman like we thought it was, but personally, I liked it a lot better than I would have. Luke carried the match, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
He made Undertaker and Kane look great, like really good. And Bray wasn't in there that long. Harper was in there the majority of the match. We saw Rowan get chokeslammed before the match started. He disappeared. I don't know what happened with that. And then, you know, Strowman took the big bump through the table. That was awesome. I liked that
was great.
a lot.
Absolutely. That was cool.
You know, whenever it was first revealed that Luke and Bray would be the participants, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
It's a little surprised, but it was good.
But then I remembered how great Luke Harper is.
He is fantastic.
And, you know, like that made the match for me. Undertaker and Kane need that kind of skilled worker to work with, I think. Then with Strowman probably would have been awkward, and you know, I don't know. So I mean, I'm happy about that. I am not happy with them with how they lost. I'm kind of like, it's okay that Luke took the pinfall and not Bray, but just them losing sucks, I think. And I mean, I understand why. It's the Undertaker's 25 year. I'm just kind of bummed about it. That's all I have to say about this match. I don't know about you. It's like, it was cool seeing the Brothers of Destruction back one last time, probably.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the silver lining, I guess. But what do you think about it?
No, I agree. I understand, like, it means a lot. It's Undertaker's 25 years, and then putting him back with Kane is huge because, just like history-wise and stuff.
It made me feel good seeing them at the end raise their hands up, and
that was a cool moment.
It was nice, you know. It's a nice final kind of, hopefully final teaming of them, and I mean, you know, we got to see the farewell of the Brothers of Destruction, maybe, you know. So that was kind of like a silver lining to the Wyatts getting the crap kicked out of them, but you know, yeah.
But I love the Wyatt family, so
you know, I'm sure they'll bounce back. It's just that they kind of like built them as like, if we'd be Undertaker Kane, we're this new army of darkness, and I thought that was really cool. I thought that
I know, and then that was
it's
definitely kind of disappointing whenever
now,
they don't.
I don't know what they're gonna do now.
I know,
and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they do. I just hope it's not some stupid. Maybe they'll probably feud with Dean again. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. I kind of hope for the best, but I'm kind of thinking the worst. But we'll see. All right, let's talk about main event time. Reigns and Ambrose. Did it live up to your expectations?
I mean, again, I love Dean, and seeing him work with Roman was really good. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. There was so much that just happened within the whole.
I don't know if this is going to be an unpopular opinion or not, but I was very underwhelmed with the match itself. I was underwhelmed with the win. I thought it felt very forced and rushed. The match was fine. What happened? There was something about it that seemed off to me. I don't know if it was too short. I don't know if it's because they were tired. I don't know. Like they went out there and beat the crap out of each other. And that's great. But I mean, there was something off to me. I don't know. Like, their chemistry was good. I can't put my finger on what it was. I think it's just because. But I had the big match feel. I had all these things that I thought would make a great match, and I thought maybe it was just too rushed.
Okay, well, like I liked the match, but I get what you're saying. It did feel kind of like, it's like, you know, they were in there fighting, they were doing their thing, and then all of a sudden
it just kind of ended.
There's Roman winning. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with Roman winning.
No, I am too.
And
it was kind of what we expected.
And I mean, like that, the amount of confetti that fell down, that. It made me think someone was up, I think. And before we get to Sheamus, let's talk about, where do you think Ambrose is going to go from here?
I'm kind of worried about that because he was put in the spotlight, and then he lost to Roman, and then Roman doesn't have the championship.
Yeah, so he's not going to feud with him.
So, I don't know.
I mean, like I said before, I think he probably is going to get caught in another Wyatt family feud. That's what I'm feeling. But I don't want that to happen again. I mean, like him and Bray have great chemistry together. You know that Sheamus and Roman are going to be the focus. It's not going to be a 3-man thing. If it is, I mean, but I don't know. It's kind of really up in the air with Ambrose right now. They really need to pull the trigger on Ambrose because all these guys are hurt. He's the top face. It's not Roman Reigns as much as they want.
No, Ambrose is
awesome. The top guy right now. Maybe not the top guy, obviously, but the top, he's the most beloved character right now, and they're just not doing enough with him. This was a great showcase of him, and he really, rocked it. Rocked every opportunity he got in this tournament, and hopefully that, they noticed, but also it's just that he's going to be left behind in this title feud, obviously, and maybe, I don't know. The Rumble's coming up. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's talk about... So Triple H came after the match. I couldn't see a goddamn thing. There was so much confetti in the way.
It was kind of ridiculous.
And then Roman turned down the offer again to join the Authority. For some reason, speared Triple H. There had never been violence between the two before. That kind of threw me off. I get it, and it's okay, ending a Survivor Series, let's have him spear Triple H. That sounds cool. But I don't know, it kind of went against Roman's character for me. But it's whatever. And then
for me, it was kind of I won the championship, but I don't want to be a part of your
authority
thing. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's wrestling. It's whatever. But Triple H gets shit speared out of him, and then here comes the Mohawk Man himself. That we, had totally forgot about him.
I know. Didn't even come up last night.
Yeah,
at all.
Well, it's just because they did such a bad job of booking him after he won the Money in the Bank. I don't know. He was a nobody, man. With that briefcase, it was him and Wade Barrett and Rusev and this European connection bullshit. And I didn't know what was going to happen with him.
Yeah.
So I had forgotten about him. And I mean. We were talking in last episode about how we needed a top heel. It seems like Sheamus is the new guy, the new authority guy. The way that him and Triple H were all lovey-dovey afterwards.
Yeah.
He's obviously the replacement for Seth Rollins. Looks like going forward. Triple H has always been high on Sheamus. Since he debuted. So I mean, looking now, it's not a big surprise. I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Again, I don't know much about that far back when it comes to Sheamus and Triple H. So
I mean, God, that's a whole nother 10 minutes. But Sheamus, the new WWE champion, the first guy with a mohawk to ever win WWE title, to my knowledge. So yeah, 4-time champion. Him and Roman going to be probably in a TLC match. That's something to look forward to. See, the thing about Sheamus is that he's never he almost has the Del Rio thing where they want to make him this top star. This is how it was when Del Rio was the WWE champion. They wanted to make him this top star, and it felt really forced. And the fans never really got behind Sheamus as a heel or a face, which is kind of still the same now. So having him in this title, do you think that he's a credible champion? What do you think about Sheamus as champion going forward?
I mean,
because we've had Lesnar as champion, we had Seth as a great champion, we've had these really credible champions, and now we have this guy who lost earlier in the night he got pinned by Ryback, and now he's the champion.
It feels like it really just came out of nowhere, and
that's the point of the Money in the Bank, right?
Well, yeah, I know, but it besides it being Money in the Bank, it kind of just feels out of place.
Okay.
For me, I like Sheamus. I think he's a cool heel. I think he's got the attitude. He definitely has the look of a heel.
Get jiggy with it. That happened earlier in the night. And
that was embarrassing.
Whenever he came out, I'm like, oh my God, Sheamus is the Money in the Bank. We could see Money in the Bank cash in. And then he did this, let's get jiggy with it. And I'm like, okay, never mind, right? But they did it anyway, so yeah. I guess it didn't hurt him too much. But it's just okay. You weren't watching when Daniel Bryan first won the title at SummerSlam 2013. Exact same thing happened, right? Daniel won the match, his first championship, and then Triple H came out, or he was the referee, and then, here comes the new face of the Authority to come squash the guy that Triple H doesn't like, and then confetti comes down when they win. Then either Randy Orton or Sheamus comes out, wins and cashes in, wins. Hey, Triple H raises my hand. I was underwhelmed by the match, and I was underwhelmed by this too because I've seen it all before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you didn't see that, but did you have the same thought as me? Is that just me, or is it just because I've seen it?
No, like I said, I didn't really have too much of an issue with the match.
What about the Sheamus thing?
The whole Sheamus thing just felt a little out of place.
Were you excited about it when it happened?
No, to be honest, it was kind of just like...
It's kind of whatever, right? Because they haven't built him up as a threat at all.
Like, I saw him come out, and I was just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, and then, like...
So there wasn't, like, too much.
And, like, it felt so shoved down my throat, kind of, that it's like... Well, I mean, like, they kind of made it seem for just a second that Roman was going to win. I'm like, no. You know, like, this is what they want. And, I mean, it makes sense creatively because now we have a top heel instead of... no heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sheamus is the champion. Whatever. It's kind of a downgrade from Seth Rollins. Hopefully he can shine in the spotlight. Hopefully Triple H carries him through it. I mean, we'll see in the coming months. You know, it's WrestleMania season, man. Like, you know, Sheamus is not the guy. I mean, as much as they are going to try to build him up as the guy, he's not Seth Rollins. He's not Brock Lesnar. Hell, he's not even Roman Reigns. He doesn't bring that credibility with him, I don't think.
That being said, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see how they play it out, and hopefully something good comes out of it.
Hopefully something good comes out of it. Hopefully he's good in the role. We're just gonna have to see. Let's do like a stupid grading system. What do you rate Survivor Series out of 10?
Gosh, I've seen a lot of really, really good paper matches. So, maybe I'm being a little harsh. Maybe but I feel like maybe like a high 6, low 7.
I was thinking 5.
Think so? Okay.
I was underwhelmed, man. Nothing really happened.
To be fair though, it was my first Survivor Series.
And I mean, like I said, I watched Survivor Series 2006 very recently.
Okay.
Really not good. But like it was at least fun. This one wasn't fun. I didn't have a lot of good times. I had the tournament was fun. The matches were fine. Nothing really exciting happened though. It was all we predicted everything except for the Sheamus thing. Like, honestly, nothing out of the ordinary happened, and I mean, I don't know. I was underwhelmed by the main event, so maybe I'm kind of being salty about it. But
and I mean, now that you mention it, there really wasn't much entertainment value. There wasn't a lot going on. It felt like just people came out there, did their matches.
It kind of felt like a filler pay-per-view,
and just left.
Like they're getting ready for the Rumble, when it shouldn't. But I think the only reason for that is because Seth got hurt. They had to rewrite all the plans and stuff. But
I'm so pumped for the Rumble.
Yeah, we got TLC next month first. With that weird 8-bit promo for it. I'm always excited to see someone go through a table. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to give our predictions maybe in the next episode about what we think the matches are going to be.
Okay.
Just way too early predictions for TLC. That'd be kind of fun. You guys let us know in the comments what you think, what you thought about Survivor Series, what you think about our show. Go check out our predictions if you haven't seen it before to see how right we were, how wrong we were. That was a lot of fun. We're going to keep on doing these things for you, and for us, because I'm having a good time.
Oh, yeah, know? Absolutely. It's really fun, and we appreciate any comments or any
always
whatever
good
you got.
Any feedback, good or bad. I love it. You know, if you guys want to say how bad we suck, I love that. If you guys want to give us any feedback, any criticisms, that's great too. Make a better show, right?
Or if you want to see us talk about any particular topics or subjects, recommend what you want.
We can do anything. You're very new to this thing, so I can comment into depth about a certain character. I can go into depth about a certain pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. You know, if you guys want to see it, please by all means comment. On YouTube, comment on Facebook, whatever. And I mean, I'll definitely see it, and we'll definitely consider it and stuff because anything wrestling, I'm good with. Mm-hmm. And so thank you, Chris, for sitting down with me. I'm Josh, the Mark. You're Chris, the noob. That was Survivor Series, and let's get on the road to WrestleMania, man. I'm excited.
Me too.
So thank you guys for watching. We love you. We love wrestling, and keep tuning in. Keep sticking by us.
And we love you all.
Absolutely.